lucrative.
Yeah, guys, I'm going to do a FanDuel read here real quick. Get ready to tackle the NFL action with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, because right now, new customers can bet $5 and get up to $250 in bonus bets if you win. FanDuel Sportsbook app gives you everything you need to place bets live on the NFL all in one place. So when you get a hunch in the middle of the game, you can check out the latest stats, view live play-by-play, and so much more all on the same page where you place your bets. Just visit FanDuel.com/UCSS to join today. Never waste a hunch and make every moment count with FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of the NFL.
All right, guys, we're going to talk a little NFL draft for a sec. Last week, or earlier this week, it feels like it's a Monday, even though it's only Thursday.
Yeah.
So earlier this week, we had a really good discussion. It was on Monday, or it was on Tuesday. If the Browns had the opportunity to draft Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders, let's say one of those guys fell, could they pass up the opportunity to draft a quarterback? Go back and watch it. Really good discussion. Today's draft topic is, let's say those two quarterbacks are out of the equation. Browns pick 4, 5, 6, whatever number it is. Would you take Ashton Jeanty, the running back from Boise State, who could break Barry Sanders' all-time single-season rushing record? We've seen in recent years running backs have started going higher. Again, Saquon was the second overall pick. Bijan Robinson went top 10. Jeanty's considered a top 10 prospect in the class. But, gee, would you take a running back that high if you were the Browns and had the opportunity to draft Jeanty, taking Ward and Sanders out of the equation?
Under no circumstances, and it's not because of him. I think in the right circumstances, he could be a back that gets you 1,000 yards, 1,100 yards today. Like he's a plug and play. He's ready to go. He's a guy that you'll start talking about as all pro first round fantasy guy immediately. He catch the football. He's electric in an open field. But the problem with the Cleveland Browns is this. Again, our running game is trash. We need a new running game coordinator. We need new offensive linemen. At this point, what you've had, we've lived off legacy for a long time here. We think this is 2020 Browns offensive line when Wyatt Teller was getting buy one get one frees and pancaking everybody. Joe Bitonio inside was one of the great, almost Hall of Fame type potential players inside. We're forgetting that these guys are pushing mid-30s. You lose guys like Bill Callahan, and I've been saying it all offseason. It wasn't a want-to with the Cleveland Browns. They don't have the schemes, the creativity, the know-how to run the football, and it's a travesty that you got a college coach who's never coached in the league running your running game, and it looks like that. It's not the fact that Ken Dorsey – now, listen, Ken Dorsey don't run the ball either, but why would you not know that was a recipe made in hell? You got Ken Dorsey, who loves to throw the football, with an offensive line coach that is from Seattle, and he could get up out of here too. I know he's been here before. I seen him be playing and joking too much. I need a hard-nosed dude. I'm not going to draft this kid and put him in the backfield, and he's probably going to split some carries with Nick Chubb. They're probably not going to be able to run the ball, and we're going to be in shotgun 65% of the time. Nope, not doing it.
I think you made Tyvus cry.
Not doing it. No.
Put the camera on Tyvus, Steve. What are you doing?
I'm sorry, because he just took a shot at everybody.
They are not good up front at all.
No, I agree with you. I agree with a lot of everything you said.
It was it was the abruptness that I got, the quickness in which I got to it.
He hit everybody. Dorsey, Dickerson, the run game dude. We don't even know his name.
He just has an afro. I don't like it. I don't like it, man. No. And it's a wasted pick. And then we're going to be sitting here and Bull's going to tell us nobody runs the ball over 10 times G. G is the passing game. We spend a top 3 pick on this running back and we got him over here blocking.
Do you need a minute to recover? I'll go first if you want.
I'm good. No, I agree. I would not take Ashton Jeanty with that pick. But a simple fact that I think you could get a running back. Listen, I'm going to say this, and it's not biased, but you could get a Travion Henderson in the 3rd round who's a home run hitting running back that could give you dang near the same stuff that Ashton Jeanty
And I think his game translates better to the NFL a little bit.
And that we know how the running backs is. The running backs, you could find one of them in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th round and be great. Bucky Irvin was a guy, I think he went like 3rd or 4th round, and boom, he was electric this year for Tampa Bay. So the running back position is not the key thing that you need in the 1st round because it's so much success past the 1st round on running backs that you don't need to spend that pick. You got to get a player that's going to come in and make an immediate impact. So whether that's you want to go with the offensive line, if you want to go with the tackle, whatever. If you want to go DN, opposite of Miles, or replacing Miles if that becomes a scenario, whatever. You want to go Travis Hunter, obviously that would be a home run pick. Those is the type of picks that you will look for. But the Ashton Jeanty, I don't think that you got so many other areas of concern that's not the guy where you can get somebody in the second or third round that could be as productive. But you got to fix that line and you got to fix that defense. You got to shore up some pieces on defense and things like that. So I think it's much more productive things you could do with that pick than the running back position.
You ever get a topic and you just see it so clearly? Like, you just I know exactly the answer to this one. Well, when Ant said the rundown last night, this topic spoke to me.
Did it?
I see clear vision, 2020.
Are you saying draft him?
I'm ready to cook on this. And the answer is no, you don't draft Ashton Jeanty. And the reality is Ashton Jeanty might end up being the best player in this draft, but under no circumstances can the Browns afford to draft Ashton Jeanty in the first round. G's right. Their running game currently sucks. Tyvus, you're right. You can find running backs in other rounds, but I think the real reason you can't use a top 10 pick, top 5 pick, whatever, on Ashton Jeanty has nothing to do with Ashton Jeanty, the player, and has everything to do with the fact that running backs are the cherry on top to an elite offense. They are not what starts an elite offense. That is not to say running backs aren't important, but when you look at the history of running backs who have been drafted high, Saquon Barkley was drafted number 2 overall by the Giants, right? They had nothing around Saquon Barkley. And although Saquon Barkley was very good, Tyvus, they had no quarterback. Their line was okay at best.
There was what you call it out there?
Well, I'm just saying they were not a good offensive unit despite the fact Saquon was incredible, right?
Okay.
You can't start an elite offense with a running back. Saquon goes to Philadelphia with Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith and a top-tier offensive line, and he's having an Offensive Player of the Year caliber season. You look at Derrick Henry in Tennessee. Tannehill was fine, whatever. Their receivers were okay. They had a solid offense, but it was never an elite offense despite Derrick Henry being one of the best backs in football. He goes to Baltimore, teams up with Lamar Jackson, a creative offensive game plan and a better offensive line, and he's having another Offensive of the Year caliber season. Josh Jacobs in Oakland, first-round pick. Josh Jacobs with an average quarterback, an average offensive line, not a great passing game. He had an all-pro season himself. Guess what that Raiders team did that year?
Nothing.
Their offense was mediocre at best. He goes to Green Bay, teams up with a great quarterback, a very good offensive line and receivers. What happens? He's having a terrific season. The Packers are in line for the playoffs. If you have everything else in place, it makes sense to draft a running back. Jahmyr Gibbs. Detroit had a great offensive line. Jared Goff receivers. Jahmyr Gibbs has fit in perfectly. Do you know who else was in that draft, Tyvus? Bijan Robinson, who went 7th in that same draft as Jahmyr Gibbs. Did they have a quarterback? They have an offensive line? Evan Mobley? How's the Falcons' offense looking? How's Bijan? Bijan's incredible. You put a running back into a great offense, and it becomes an elite offense. But if you try to start your offense with the running back, the results tell you your offense without an offensive line, without a quarterback, without receivers, is just going to be average at best. So no, you don't start your offense with Ashton Jeanty. If you had a quarterback in place, you had receivers, and you want to add Ashton Jeanty to it, fine, it makes perfect sense. But you can't start the rebuild with the running back, G. It makes no sense.
I'm willing to wager too. You can't start with no tackle neither. I am not starting.
So you think it has to be receiver or quarterback?
No.
The problem with the Browns,
I think I would take a defensive end. I think I could take a quarterback
I thought you were
overall.
saying, just saying offense.
Oh,
Gotcha,
yeah. Overall, I think those are more impactful positions. I understand that the left tackle is a pretty big position, but here's what I'm willing to wager. If you want to spend a top 5 pick on a tackle, and you ain't got no tackles, man, it's hit or miss. If you got a quarterback,
you ain't got the people that develop.
Yeah, who's developing these dudes? You look at it. We got Joe Thomas, and sometimes you do get a plug and play like Joe Thomas. Tristan Wirfs is one of those guys, or you get a Jet Wills.
But if you have a great left tackle, that doesn't mean you're going to
That don't mean you're going to win nothing.
The Giants have an elite left tackle right now in Andrew Thomas. The Browns had Joe Thomas for years.
And don't matter. You got to have a quarterback. So, no, I'm not taking Jeanty. Go ahead, Tyvus.
But the thing about the Browns situation right now currently is that they got guys that's showing you that they can do it, but, they hurt. Left tackle, everybody's get a left tackle. Okay, well, DeJuan was playing left tackle.
Yeah.
He looked great, but he hasn't finished the season yet. So like,
That's
what
a
do you
real
do?
concern.
What do
That's
you
a
do
real
with that?
concern.
You don't have the luxury of drafting another tackle. Just say I could feel good about DeJuan Jones.
I'm with you.
You got way too many holes to be like, okay, well you better hope DeJuan Jones is good because you got. The thing that scares me the most is the Browns defense is like 1 player away, 2 players away from going to be back to the Cleveland Browns sieve of a defense where you can't tackle, you have no playmakers, and you let people walk up and down the field. That is your boy Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward. All the rest of the guys are just guys. Let's be clear about it.
I think JOK, he's hurt, but JOK can play.
I'm freaking losing my mind about JOK not being able to play at the level he once played.
That's very valid.
Like
or ever play again.
Forever. Like when you hear his you know, what's the name? His linebacker in the linebacker room was
Jordan Hicks.
Jordan Hicks talk about, yeah, man, you just, you know, hope his family and pray for him when you see a guy end up like that. I'm like, what you mean? Like, and trust me, I'm only saying this because I already know. Listen, neck issues, we joke about it a lot. I got about 3 or 5, 6, 7 parody accounts. But when you talk about neck injuries, like, and you wake up and some days it's like, man, my breathing is kind of shallow because you got spinal cord issues, or my arm just don't work, or man, I can't feel my whole left side. You ain't got to tackle people, and he's small, and he's a guy that uses athleticism. So for me, that's a big question mark for me. But you know, the Browns got a lot of stuff that they need, and it's tough because they don't got that many picks to just line up and just say, let me get this, that, and that.
So G said he'd start a franchise starter, quarterback, defensive end, or receiver. Those are the 3 you said, G?
I wouldn't even say. I would look at corner.
Corner
I
two?
would.
That's why I say the Travis Hunter thing would be
I
the
would look at
home
corner,
run.
too.
It'd be if Travis Hunter is available when the Browns pick, which I don't think he will be.
You got to sprint to the tape.
I'd
You
go sprint
up,
that
yeah,
pick
yeah.
up there and take that immediately because that's
ASAP.
it. He feels exactly what you need. You need that corner opposite of Denzel. Even if Denzel goes down, if it translates from college to the pros and he's a lockdown corner, if Denzel, please don't. But if he ever get another concussion, you're still fine. Like if his career is over, like you still have that lockdown corner. On top of that, you got Judy, but now you got another guy who can be as a playmaker like Judy. I'm not saying he's gonna play both ways all the time, but he certainly will have a package of plays.
25.
Yeah, he definitely will have a
25
package of plays
25.
to go alongside of Judy. Like that would be perfect for what the Cleveland Browns need. If you're gonna continue to do this Ken Dorsey offense where you're throwing the ball 50 times a game, at least you got another playmaker.
What other positions, though, do you consider franchise starters as a guy you could feel like you could draft in top 5, 6 that you can build a franchise around, position-wise?
Defensive end.
Quarterback, end, corner.
Does receiver fall into that category? Do you?
You gotta be cold.
Yeah,
but you gotta be.
but you got to be like.
You gotta be that.
Who
dude.
is the top receiver in this draft?
It depends.
It's dude from Arizona.
Ted McMillan from Arizona,
But
Luther
is
Burden.
Is he like that? That's what I'm saying.
he ain't
like,
like
is
that.
he Jamar Chase,
No.
Justin
No.
Jefferson? That's what I'm
He's
saying.
Drake London.
See,
He's-
nah, I'm
yeah, that- he's
cool.
Drake- yeah, exactly.
Nah, no.
Like he's Drake London. So it's like
I'm
I
cool.
take the kid from Penn State.
Cool.
Carter.
Yeah.
Abdul Carter.
He was a freak against SMU.
Yeah,
I mean, I know
he
that's
just-
SMU, but Lord have mercy.
I mean, if I give me one of them, cool. I would take Travis Hunter. We just talked about that. And here's the thing that I look at. Jackson Dart, man.
You take him in the second or third.
Him and Jalen Milroe.
Oh, don't do that.
Now listen. now let me tell you
Don't
this.
throw that name out. What about Jalen Milroe? Because that man can't hit that. He can't hit that camera right there from sitting where you at.
Somebody gonna talk themselves into him.
They
being
definitely are. He gonna be Lamar
Jackson.
Yeah.
Somebody gonna the way Lamar Jackson is skedaddling and moving around here. They gonna talk themselves into taking him, and I'm gonna be like, but if you're in the Stefanski playbook.
See, that's the thing. It ultimately comes down to the development. And I'm starting to think about the quarterback thing, like quarterback play. Is Kevin really that deal? Like, I think Kevin has a great philosophy, but for some odd reason, I don't think his communication is clear.
We're gonna find out.
We're
gonna find out this year.
I think it's some type of miscommunication there because it's no way.
It just don't seem. It don't seem like. You ever see somebody where they be like, Kevin, like the coach or the coordinator comes out and be like, "Hey man, that's my guy.
Yeah.
Like, listen, this is my guy on that play." That play, did you see the ball he threw?
Yeah.
Like you know when you get all gushy and you're feeling inside. That means you in love. That's a good relationship with quarterback. I ain't seen it yet with him.
Well,